Hi everyone, welcome to the Cybersecurity Masterclass for August 2025. And today we are going
Yes, sir.
to discuss a lot of things. Okay, so I'll start with the agenda quickly. Okay, I'm not going to waste your much time. So the agenda would be start with the introduction. So where I'm going to introduce myself. Okay, so you will get an ad security. And after that, we will see a few of the key differences and the deep dive into the cyber security and the information security terms. After that, we will also see what are the different career available in the cyber security because there are multiple peoples are available that have a kind of a myth that cyber security is only limited to ethical hacking or SOC analysts. But apart from that, there are many different cyber security roles are available. Okay. So after that, we will also see the roadmap, like how can we get started our journey in cybersecurity, like as a security analyst or as a security consultant, security engineer. So what are the different pathways or roadmaps are available? So that we will also see. Apart from that, we will also see like what kind of different certifications are required. Like maybe you have heard about the CEH, CompTIA Security Plus, OSCP, or anything from OPSEC or EC Council. So there are many. So we will see all of these. Apart from that, we will also see the salary insights as well. Okay, yeah, so that we will also see. Apart from that, we will also see the bonus things like a few of the links for joining the community and other stuff. Okay, and after that, we will just simply wrap up the session. Okay, so there's the quick agenda for this 2 hours of masterclass. Okay, and in between, if anyone have any sort of doubts, okay, please raise your hand. Okay, or else you can drop a text in the chat as well, so we can discuss over that. Okay, before moving proceed. Okay. Okay, so let's get started.
Hmm.
And one more thing is that please mute yourself if you are don't have any other questions or something. Okay, please mute. Please ensure that your mic is muted. So let's start with a quick introduction first. And before moving that, I'll see the chat as well. So yeah, how many days of training it is. Don't worry about that, Adesh and Harry and Amulya. We will discuss all your questions in the last. Okay. And in between, if you have anything urgent, then please raise your hand. We can discuss. Okay. So let's move forward with the introduction. Okay. So here it is. My name is Prashant Sharma, and I'll be your cybersecurity instructor and your mentor for this entire session. Okay, and apart from that, I'm also holding few of the globally recognized certifications like Prash and Tik. So you can search this over the Google, or else you can just simply scan these QR codes to connect with me over the LinkedIn. Okay, and now let me give you a high level idea about my experience and my achievements in the cybersecurity. So overall, I began my cybersecurity career in May 2018. Okay, and I am holding overall 7+ years of experience in offensive security. Okay. So I'm majorly focused in cyber offensive security domain of cybersecurity, and I'm mainly experienced in VAPT profile. So where I'm specialized in performing the penetration testing of different domains, like we have web applications, mobile applications, including Android and iOS. We have APIs, network, and thick client. And apart from that, I'm also involved in few of the red team engagements as well. Okay. And in terms of certification, I've already mentioned that I'm already holding certifications like CEH, OSCP, CRTP, CPSA, and CRT. And if we talk about the achievements, then currently I'm under top 800 in Buckroad platform. That's a crowdsourced platform for reporting the vulnerabilities over multiple different platforms. And so basically, Buckroad is a platform where a lot of hacker comes up and they usually reports the bugs to multiple companies, and companies usually report them. So in that, overall, almost 2 lakh hackers are available, and on top of that, I am in under 800 rank. Okay. And apart from this particular platform, I've got more than 50 plus Hall of Fames as well from multiple reputed companies like Google, Dell, HubSpot, and many more. And if we talk about like few more achievements, then I have got 5+ Google Docs as well in Google Hacking
So all
Database.
these are tailored by me. Apart
Yeah.
from that, as I said, that I'm a pen tester, so we do pen testings for
Okay, let me unmute everyone. If you have anything, please drop in the chat because someone is unmuting the. mic multiple times. Let me just change the permission.
Hello.
Give me a minute.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Wait, let me restart. Okay. So I've changed the controls now. Now I'm going to share the screen again. Yeah. So you guys can mention over the chat. Okay. Like, is it visible to everyone? Because I'm getting a lot of disturbance, so that's why I've just muted everyone. You guys can just mention over the chat if possible. And I'm going to take care of all your questions and everything. Okay, great. So it's visible for all. So where am I? I was discussing about the achievement. So I've published multiple Google Docs in Google Hacking Database as well, and a few of the InfoSec blogs. Okay, I'll again disturbance. Wait. Okay. Okay. So apart from that, Google Docs I was talking about that I published, and a few of the InfoSec blogs I've also published over the Cyber and Medium. And if we talk about the government of India, so I have also reported multiple vulnerabilities to government of India, and they have acknowledged my contributions as a good contribution by NCAAPC RBTP. And I've been a speaker as well in Android pen testing in OVAS Bhubaneswar on a topic of Android pen testing. So now let's start the main topic, the main agenda. So we'll start with common terms like cybersecurity and information security. And we will also see like if you are from a non-tech background, then how you can get started. So don't worry about that. Let's get started. Okay. So we'll make this session a little bit interactive. Okay. I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself and then we guys can discuss about this two key terms like we have cyber security and information security. So anyone have any idea about it? Like what exactly means by the cyber security or information security? Anything? Let me allow you to unmute you. So okay, I have asked. So you guys can unmute and we can discuss about this. Does anyone want to share like about these two terms? What exactly it means by cyber security and information security? Anyone?
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
All right. So, as far as I know about cybersecurity, like
Mhm.
it means protecting computers, network, and data from bad peoples, as I know about it. But I have no idea about information technology.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
So I'll clear it. So cybersecurity simply means we are only focusing on the digital assets. Okay. So digital assets simply means we are trying to protect the three key things here. Like first is the confidentiality of the data. Second is the integrity of data. Third is availability of the data. Okay. So these three are the pillars of cybersecurity. Okay. And we are going to deep dive into these three terms in the next slide. And whenever we talk about the information security, so information security is kind of a very broad term. Whereas we are going to talk about securing the data, including digital as well as the physical data. Okay, so it's basically kind of a very broad term, whereas cybersecurity is just a subset of it. Okay, That's the key difference that most of the beginners don't know about the cybersecurity and information security. Okay, so in short, cybersecurity is only about protecting the digital assets or digital data, whereas information security, we talk about protecting the data in form of digital as well as physical. Okay, whereas we are only targeting three things: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now let's see like what exactly means by these three terms: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So I'll start with confidentiality first. So confidentiality simply means like we are saying that if the data is very sensitive, then it should not be leaked at any cost. Okay, so what we are doing is we are trying to protect the data, or we are trying to make it very confidential. Okay, so that's a confidentiality. We are trying to make it secure. And after that, we have something, one more term called integrity. Integrity simply means we are basically preventing the data to be modified by hackers. Okay, so that's the integrity. We are trying to maintain the integrity of the data, or you can say kind of a accuracy of the data, so it will not be modified by any third parties. Okay, and after that we have something called availability. Availability simply means that we are talking about something that it should be available for all the users. Okay, so that's the availability. Now I'll give you a few more examples about this. So let me just quit this Firefox. Integrity and availability. Okay, so if you see that the first term of each spell, that is a C. Okay, I'll make it here. First is a C, and if you see the second term, then here it is stands for I, and the third term it is basically stands for A. So if you combine everything, then it will becomes a CIA. So if you are going for any sort of fresher level of interview, then you will see the questions like what is CIA trade means. CIA trade. Okay, so in that case, you have to explain these three terms, like what exactly means by integrity, what exactly means by availability, what exactly means by confidentiality. Okay, so if you see that confidentiality simply means that we are talking about protecting the data, protecting the data. So how we can protect it? Anyone knows? Like any example? How can we protect the data, or how can we maintain the confidentiality of the data?
Encryption.
Yeah, correct. Encryption is one of the example of it. And integrity, any example? How can we protect it? Okay, you are unable to unmute. Let me just check once more.
Only authorized person can access that data. So we can maintain that data, or no one can manipulate that data.
Yeah, correct. So by for this, we can mention like something called hashing. What about availability? Anyone?
Yeah, I would like to keep the data and system available when needed, I believe. This is
How
the
can we do
availability.
that? No, that's the availability,
Like,
but how can
like
we do that? Yeah.
see, if suppose there is a bank and like
Mhm.
I deposited some money, and of course it should be safe, so that whenever I required, I can get my money. I'm not sure
Mhm.
this is fit or not, but yeah, according to me, this is.
Okay, so
Correct
in
me if
terms
I'm
of,
wrong.
yeah, I'll correct you. So if
I,
whenever
I,
we,
I'll put one more example. I'm really sorry. Like
Mhm.
I was sharing this example. The banking app should work when you need it. That
Yeah,
also could be the fit, right? No downtime because of cyber attack or something.
correct, correct. So there are
Yeah,
multiple examples of availability that like the system should be available whenever we need. Okay, so that's a
exactly.
simple conclusion of it. And whenever we talk about like how can we make the system available, so there are multiple examples, and one of the example would be encoding. Okay, so these three are the main three things that we are going to target for securing the data. Okay. So whenever we talk about confidentiality, how can we protect the data, or how can we make it secure, or how can we make it confidential? Then by using the encryption. And if you deep dive into the encryption, then again we have two more types of encryption. Like we have something called symmetric encryption and asymmetric one. Okay, so these are the two types of encryption that exist. And in this, the encryption basically uses the keys for encryption and decryption. So usually the keys like private key and public keys are going to be used whenever the data is going to be sent from one point to second point. Okay, so that's the two encryption are available. And whenever we talk about hashing, so anyone have any idea about hashing? What exactly it means, or anything related to checksum? Okay. No, no, sure. I'll explain this complex term with a example, like what exactly means by hashing. So I'll firstly create a one hash value to give you a better understanding of it, like MD5 hash generator. Okay. Wait. I'll create a hash value for Prashant, only for my name only, generate, and you can see that here is my hash value. Copy it, and I'll put it here. So that's the value of my name. Okay. Now I'll again generate one more hash value with a space. Okay. This time here you can see that I've generated the value, but this time I've generated with an extra space. And you can see that the entire value is changed. So that's the hashing. So whenever if someone is changing the single character of the data, the entire value of that data is going to be changed. Okay. So that's the hashing. I'm again going to reshare my screen so everyone can unmute yourself. Okay. Let me give you the permission. Now you guys can unmute yourself. But please don't create the disturbance in the class, or else I'll again remove the
Prashant,
permissions.
would you mind if I ask you to repeat this hash because I did not get anything about this?
What is it?
Sir, myself
Hash, I
Mahendra
believe.
Gupta.
Yeah, Mahendra.
Uh, yes, sir. So actually, you are going too fast because I am from diverse background. I know these terms. I have
Mm-hmm.
read also on the internet. So can you bit slow so that we can easily go through the like this one, like all the topics which you are covering this like
Mm-hmm.
on this section. So
Yeah, sure.
it is way too fast. So
Mm-hmm.
it like bounce something.
Oh, no issue. I'll keep it a little slow.
Yes.
Okay, I think someone else
And
has. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like in the production of the data, like some encryption. So you told two terms, symmetric and asymmetric.
Yeah.
So what is the use? Like, can you exact like a bit elaborate these terms? Like what exactly it is?
Okay. So if I'll start elaborating those two terms in a very detailed manner, then itself it will take 1 or 2 hours. But in short,
No,
I'll
like
just explain. In
yeah,
short, I'll just explain that
yeah.
symmetric and asymmetric encryption are the types of encryption that exist. Okay, and by using these two encryption, we can encrypt or decrypt the data. Okay, and if you see, symmetric basically uses the same key for encryption and decryptions. Okay, whereas if we talk about asymmetric encryption uses the different keys for encryption and decryption. Okay. So that's the only difference. And apart from that, symmetric encryption is quite simple in design to implement, and whereas the asymmetric encryption is basically complex in design. So usually you will see that most of the organizations are using symmetric encryption in the environment to protect the data. So example would be maybe someone have heard about the AES 256. So that's an example of symmetric encryption. If you have heard about the RSA 256, then it's an example of asymmetric encryption. Okay, so just kind of an example, so you'll get
And
a more idea.
which one is more like this one compatible, strong, or like it is not easily hacked by the
Crackable.
ethical hacker maybe?
Yeah. So if you see that asymmetric, what we are doing, we are using the different keys for encryption. That means it is more secure as compared to symmetric. But as we are using different keys for encryption, then that's the only thing that it is creating a complex process. It is very hard to crack, but again, it is very complex to implement in the environment. Okay, that is the only difference.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Because someone else have some any other doubt? Anyone? Okay. So I was explaining the concept of hashing. So hashing is basically just a random value. So whenever if there is a data, we can create a hash value of that particular data. And if someone is modifying any character, then the entire value of the data is going to be changed. So you will get to know that someone have modified the data value. Okay, so that's the hashing. And here you can see that I've just include only a single space, and by just that entire hash value got changed. So that's why we use a hashing concept to protect the integrity of data. Okay, and checksum is just an example of it. So if you are uploading any file to any website, then there's a chance that some packets can be lost. Okay, so how can you ensure that everything is properly uploaded? So by just checking the hash value of the file. Okay, so that's just an example. And if we talk about availability, availability simply means that data should be available whenever we are trying to access anything. Okay, so we have to basically consider the availability of the data every time. Okay, otherwise the user experience is going to be hampered over there. Okay, so that's the main thing. And whenever we talk about encoding, then maybe you have heard about one encoding format called base64. So base64 is an example of encoding, and it is completely reversible. Reversible in the sense like we can encode from one string to second and second to first without any keys. We don't need any sort of encryption or something. We are not trying to protect the data. We are just trying to make it available for users very easily. That's the only purpose of this availability. Okay, and whenever we design any sort of a product, we ensures that CIA threat would be balanced. We are not going to focus only on a single thing, like we are only focusing on confidentiality. And just because you are focusing too much on the security, data is not available for a lot of users. Okay, so usually we have to balance these three pillars. Then only we can deploy the products. Okay, so there's a CIA threat, kind of a very simple and a very basic thing that exists in cybersecurity. Okay, I'm just giving a quick high level overview of CIA. Okay, I'm not going that much deep dive like the encryption and everything. In the main training classes, we will deep dive into the each of it, like confidentiality, integrity, availability, because that's the complete an hour of session. Okay, so that's just an example of CIA, like what exactly it is. I hope you have got an understanding of it. Okay, so we can move to the next part. Before moving to that, I just want to check, like, anyone have any questions?
Yes, I do. May
Yeah.
I ask?
Yes.
Actually, how did you find out this hash value? I really could not see because
Okay.
I tried to join from my laptop. I could not. Now I am on my phone, so that's why.
No issue. So basically, this is the hash value that I've generated for my name. Okay. So there's a one website called hash generator. So we can generate a hash value for any data. So suppose Prashant Sharma is a data. That's a string. Okay. For this string, I've generated the hash value. And here you can see that this is the hash value that I've generated. And second time, I've again generated one more hash value, but this time I've added one more extra space. Okay. So by just adding a simple space, entire hash value got changed. That simply means that even if we are adding a single character or removing a single character, entire hash value is going to be changed. That's the only purpose. And I just used a random hash generator website to showcase an example of hashing. Okay. And there are multiple things exist in hashing, like salting and other, that we will see later. Okay, not this time.
Okay.
But just a
Thank
kind
you.
of a high level overview. Okay.
Mhm. Thank
Okay, great. So okay, so that's the CA TED. Now let's understand like why we should choose a career in cybersecurity. Okay, because there are multiple cybersecurity career exist. Like a career apart from cybersecurity as well. AI is also there, cloud is also there. Okay, so why should we only choose in cybersecurity? There are basically four main reasons that exist. So if you see, first reason is regarding the job gap. Okay, there are unfilled jobs exist in 2025. So you will see a lot of research exist and a lot of publication exist that basically mention that 3.5 million unfilled jobs are available. Okay, there is a huge gap is between the client, whatever the requirement the client have, and we are not able to supply. Okay, so there's a massive job gap. So there's a lot of opportunity exists. Okay, and second is regarding the high growth. Okay, if we are seeing in the from the US job market, then there is a 33%, okay, faster growth as compared to others. Third is a majorly regarding the competitive salaries. So you will see that entry level salaries is $60K. Okay, for seniors we have something called $150K, and for CISOs it's more than $500K. Okay, and usually the salaries depends on three major things. First is regarding the experience, whatever you are holding. Second is regarding the skills that you have. Okay. Thirdly is regarding the location. Okay, so if you are basically looking for a cybersecurity job in US, then you will get a different salary. If you're looking for a same sort of job in India, then you will have a very varied salary. Okay, and India as well, like we have some other locations. Like if you're looking for a job in Delhi, then your salary will be different. If you're looking for a job in Bengaluru, then your salary would be different. Why? Because the cost of living in different cities or different countries is varies. So that's why salaries also varies regarding location, experience, and skill sets. Okay, but that's just a kind of a average payouts. Okay, for each like entry level, seniors, and CISOs. Okay, and but the last reason is that regarding the cutting edge field. Why? Because cybersecurity is again a very evolving field. AI is available in the market, but we are using AI in the cybersecurity to secure our products, to secure our environments. And we are basically integrating AI in all the steps of the security. Okay, so we can make our products secure. Even if you see there are multiple antiviruses or multiple endpoint detection security tools exist, and they are using AI to analyze the threats. Okay, if you see there are firewalls are available, there are EDRs or multiple security solutions are available. They are taking use of AI to detect the threats. Sometimes the behavioral analysis is also the part of the security. Okay, and so basically a lot of new technologies are coming up. So that means a lot of new threats can come up. So we have to basically secure most of them. So that's why a lot of opportunities are going to come up. Okay, so that's why like cybersecurity is very high in demand. Okay, and it's not going to be affected by AI. We are taking use of AI to make our products more faster, more efficient, and to increase the accuracy of it. Okay, and now we are going to discuss about the different cybersecurity paths that exist. So I listed down total eight.
Prashant,
Yeah, hi Sanjeev.
uh, can you please give us few examples how we can use cybersecurity with AI?
A few examples also regarding.
How can we use cybersecurity with AI?
Yeah. Uh,
Cortex or application.
Okay, so AI basically is available in different sort of fields. Like we have offensive security and defensive security. Okay, and in defensive security, again, we have a lot of security solutions are available. Like let me give you one example of endpoint security. Okay, for endpoint security, a lot of EDRs are available, and they are using AI for behavioral analysis. Okay, so they are detecting the threats using behavior of any software or whatever the code that you are executing in the memory. Okay, and if we talk about offensive security, that means there are multiple tools that we use for offensive security, like we have Burp Suite or we have a project discovery tool, open source tools. So they are using AIs to analyze the vulnerabilities effectively. And if you see some crowdsourced platform where a lot of hackers reporting the vulnerability, now AI started also reporting bugs over the platforms, and they are able to solve the labs. Okay, so basically a lot of products and a lot of features, softwares are available, and they're basically just using different sort of AI features to improve the efficiency of their tools. Okay, and if you see about the Cortex, and Cortex I have not heard that much, but yeah, Cortex is also in demand. So you can just do a little bit research about that stuff. Okay. So
Okay,
that's the
thank
mainly
you.
thing, because I'm mainly focused on the offensive security. So like in offensive security, majorly I'm using Burp Suite, and in Burp Suite we have a lot of AI credits are available, and that is basically making our job very easy to find out the bugs and to report it. Maybe we can also create the reports as well. We can create the PPTs. We can do our daily job activities. So basically everything is quite easy when the AI came up. Okay. So there are a lot of tasks I'm able to perform very smoothly as compared to the previous one. Okay. So now let's talk about the tot- total eight cybersecurity domains that exist. So firstly, we are going to discuss the security architecture role. Okay. So in the security architecture role, usually that's the role where basically a person is going to responsible for designing and implementing a security architecture or the strategies for a company. Okay. So usually, whenever we talk about the cybersecurity role, it depends on the sector, like which sector you are targeting. So there are very critical sector exist in cybersecurity. So like example would be some of the healthcare sectors. Some of them is basically related to banking. Some of them are like fintech. So these are very critical domains. So in that, basically, if you secured person is not available, then it will be very easy for hackers to compromise that particular organization. So that's why organizations hire a security architecture a person, and that's going to help them to design and implement a security strategy over there. So they are basically focused on each and every security component that is available over there. Okay. And second is a penetration tester. So penetration testing is a very a well-known job. So in that, basically, what a person is doing, basically, they are trying to find out the vulnerabilities into the system, and after that, they're ethically reporting to the vendors or to the clients. Okay, in this is a completely legal process. Whereas before performing the penetration test, they are basically signing the agreement where basically even whatever the vulnerability that we have found out, we are not going to disclose with anyone. So again, this is a very high in demand job for a penetration tester, where you just need to find out the bugs and report it before an actual attacker is going to find out. Okay, so that's the penetration tester role. So maybe someone have heard about one job role for exist. That's name is VAPT. So this is something called vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So anyone have heard about this particular designation that exists, VAPT?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's two terms exist. First is a VA and second is a PT. VA basically stands for vulnerability assessment, and second is a penetration testing. Both is quite different. So whenever we talk about VA basically simply means like we are just simply scanning a specific target. Like it can be a web application, it can be a mobile application, it can be a network. Okay, so we are just scanning it, and after that we are analyzing, and after that we are basically removing the false positive, and then generating the reports. So in this process, if you see clearly, that is a very easy process because there is a person, and that person is just simply giving the single domain name or a single IP to the scanner, and scanner is doing the entire job. Scanner is finding out the vulnerabilities, scanner is generating the report. You just need to validate the finding. That's it, because that's a very easy job. So here you will see that VA task is very easy. Okay, so you usually the single designation for vulnerability assessment are not available. So usually there's a combination you will see. There's kind of a VA and PT. So in the PT, the role is quite different, whereas we mainly focusing on finding out the vulnerabilities manually. Okay, manually means like you will get a tools like something called Bubsuit. So Bubsuit is a tool that we use majorly for application security testing. And in this, what we are doing, we are manually identifying the bugs. Firstly, we are understanding the application, how exactly it works, what are the different features of it. And after that, we are basically trying to find out the vulnerabilities over it. And we are understanding the business logic and trying to find out some business logic flaws over there. And after that, we are simply reporting it. Okay. And before reporting, we are also checking the exploitation part of it, like whether this particular vulnerability exploitable or not. Okay. So that's the major difference between VA and PT. VA guy is just simply getting the vulnerability, validating it, and reporting it. But in the penetration testing, a person is dedicated to find out the bugs manually, and after that, he is also going to check whether the vulnerability is really exploitable or not. Okay, why we are trying to exploit the vulnerability? Why we are trying to take the advantage? Because there's a very high chance that our organization have implemented the few of the security solutions internally. Let me give you one example of it. Suppose a person have found out one vulnerability called SQL injection. And in this SQL injection, uh, the maximum impact can be like we can dump the database, dump the organization DB. But what if they have implemented the security solutions like multiple firewalls or webs, or plus they have basically also included the multiple API gateways, okay, where basically encryption decryption is taking place. So there is no way that you can compromise the network. Okay, vulnerability exists, but you will not be able to dump the database. So that's why you need to check like whether as a real attacker you will be able to exploit the vulnerability or not. Okay, so that's the main work of PT guy. Okay, so that's why this particular job is very high in demand, whereas companies are looking for a guy that can perform both operations, VA plus PT. Like firstly you need to use the scanners to identify the vulnerability. After that, you need to also use your manual skills to find out the additional bugs that can be missed by the scanners. Okay, so that's why these kind of jobs very high in demand. So I can search for these kind of jobs like penetration tester. You can just simply Google it, and after that, you can search something like jobs and go to jobs. Here you can see the jobs. So you can see the penetration testing for remote 5 days ago, 20 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, junior penetration tester. Apple is also hiring. So you can see that this job particular posted up 2 days ago. Okay. And you can see, so there's a lot of hiring is happening 5 days, 10 days. So it's very high in demand. Okay. And why this particular job role is high in demand? Because every company needs a penetration tester or penetration tester. Okay, because there will be one internal security team in a company, and after that there will be one external security team. External security team simply means like we are talking about some vendors that exist, like we have big fours like EY, Deloitte or something. And internal security team basically is going to test the vulnerabilities on daily basis. They're going to find out the issues on the products and they're going to list them out. Okay. So usually just because of the compliance purposes, like it is mandatory for the organizations to have a one internal security team. Okay. Internal security team is not limited to penetration tester. They also include the SOC analyst and some blue team guys as well. Okay, we will see like what exactly means by SOC and offensive security of blue teams. Okay,
So,
so yeah.
regarding penetration tester, so can you
Mhm.
tell me the vulnerability assessment, like tools that the company people use uh, right
Mhm.
now? Because I have went through Nmap, Wireshark, and all those. What the company actually requires from a fresher, if a fresher wants to, move into VAPT, and what
Mhm.
actually the right now the companies which uses the analysis tools like for vulnerability assessments.
Okay. So for vulnerability assessment, there are multiple tools available, and mostly all the tools are paid ones. So I can list it down. Like Equinetics is one of them, NetSparker, and Nessus, Necto, and many more. There are many. Okay, and for penetration testing, again, there are multiple tools like WebBub, Suite, SQL Map, Wireshark, and many more. Okay, so there are many tools. Okay, you can connect with me. I can share you the full list. 50 plus tools are available for each. And but usually, like we relies on 2 or 3 major tools that basically do our job 90% of the time. Okay.
And VAPT, does it require programming, sir? That does
Uh,
it?
Program is basically you can say kind of a good to have skills,
Yes, sir.
but not mandatory. Not mandatory. Okay.
Especially Python, no, sir.
It's not mandatory. It's good to have. There are
Okay.
many programming languages. So Python, Bash, C, C++. If you have the knowledge, it's good. But if you don't have, then it's not mandatory for any
Okay,
job.
sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So Prashant, what is the basic platform for VAPT to learn? How can we proceed if we want to learn VAPT basically,
Okay.
if there is no programming language?
If you really want to deep dive into that, then there is something called Postgre. So just go to this sports figure, and after that you will see something called Academy. And in this, they have basically provided everything for free of cost. Okay. And here you will see all the learning materials are available, all the labs are available, and everything is completely free of cost. You don't have to pay a single penny for it. Okay. So all learning materials are available. If I just simply open it, if I simply open the labs, everything is there. Okay. For every vulnerability, like you can see that SQL injection, process scripting, the very famous vulnerabilities like CSR, FXXE, everything is there. And all the hands-on labs are available. So you just need to just simply open it and just start using it. That's it. Okay. So that's a very major platform that you can use.
What about certifications, sir, in VAPT? If you want to pursue a good certification, where we have a very good knowledge on practicals as well, also on theoretical as well. So, which one
Yeah.
would you recommend for a fresher who wants to move
Mhm.
on to VAPT?
So that topic we are going to come. So just wait for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
yes.
going to touch that particular topic.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else? Have any other questions before moving for further? Okay, if not, then I'll move to the next domain. That's a security analyst. So most of the time you will see there's a job requirement for security analyst. Okay, but security analyst is not clearly defining like what exactly they are looking for. Sometimes it is for a blue teamer, sometimes it is for a red teamer. Like means like they are looking for a defenders sometimes, and sometimes they're looking for a attackers. So I'll clearly this mention this. So usually the job posting would be related to security analyst, or security consultant. Consultant. But in this, if you see the job description, then they will mention few things related to blue team or SOC analyst sometimes, and sometimes it will be related to red team or offensive security. So we cannot say that the security analyst is only limited to SOC analyst or blue team or red team. Okay, it's basically a generic designation, whereas by just checking the job description, you will get to know that like what exactly the company is looking for. Okay, sometimes it will be for red teamers, sometimes it will be for a blue teamers. So usually there's a term blue team and red team that we use. So the red team simply means we are talking about a person that is acting as a attacker, and whenever we talk about blue team simply means we are talking about someone that person is acting as a defender. Okay, so you can choose the career accordingly, like as per your interest, like whether you want to act as an attacker to attack the system or find out the vulnerability before the actual attacker is going to harm the system, or else you want to act as a defender and to protect the system. Usually blue team task is quite easy as compared to attackers. Why? Because usually these things are more related to tools, like you are using tools like Splunk, QRadar, Cortex or something to monitor, analyzing and blocking the attackers. Okay, whereas attacker job is a little bit more creative and more complex. Why? Because you have to basically understand each and every application, okay, on basically every week. So you are getting multiple targets on every week, completely fresh targets. You have to understand them. You have to basically think like an attacker. You have to build your methodology. You have to create your approach to find out more and more bugs. Okay, so accordingly we get the rewards. Whereas blue team seems a little bit more easy. Okay, so there's a quick difference between these two. There is a very detailed difference between the blue team and red team, but just kind of a high level overview regarding the these two differences. Okay. So
So
security, yeah,
pen tester comes under red team or blue team, sir?
red team.
Red team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a conclusion that security analyst simply means it can be for blue team, it can be for red team. So check that job description before applying. Okay, so that's the one, just a note point that you have to keep in mind. After that, we have something called incident responder. So incident responder basically simply manages the security incidents or the attacks that is happening to the organization. So what they are going to do, they are basically going to respond to that particular incident. They're going to investigate like how that particular breach or compromise was done. They're going to document everything. They're going to block the IPs. They're going to log everything, and then they are going to report it to the relevant stakeholders. So that's the work of incident responder. And this particular domain comes under the blue team. Okay.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have a question actually. So,
Yes.
can you give an example of a real world incident like you have handled or studied before,
Hmm.
something like that? You have any experience for that
Hmm. Okay. So
as a
I am
SOC
a red
analyst?
team, so not that much related to blue team, but I can give you one case study, like
Okay.
how this particular incident response team usually works. Okay. So usually on quarterly or on annually basis, we have something called cyber drills, whereas red team and blue team works together. And in that, basically, red team is going to act as an attacker, and blue team is going to act as an defenders. Where what we are going to do, we are going to attack the system on live basis, and we will check the capability of blue team. Okay, so what they are going to do, they're basically going to detect the attacks. They're going to analyze, and we will see like how efficient they are to block the attacks, okay, or how efficient they are able to detect the attacks, and how efficient they are to respond back to us, okay, and how they are analyzing it, how they are analyzing the breaches, how they are uh, effectively managing the risk, how they are securing the environments, how they are managing the alerts, how they can validate the false positives or not. Because there are multiple things that they will do. Okay, but our job is basically only limited to just attacking the system and checking the blue team's capability, like whether they are able to detect or not. Okay, so sometimes as a penetration tester or as a red teamer, you are going to be undetectable in a user environment. Okay, to check the capability or to act as a real attacker over there.
Oh, okay. So you act as a real attacker, right? In the
Yeah,
environment. So,
yeah.
so you guys compromise the system or just do a like some like system login or something malicious things in the system?
Okay. Our main objective was to compromise the system. Okay, so there are multiple techniques that we can use. So phishing we can use, or usually whenever a red team engagement was happening, so we basically take a use of multiple attack vectors over there. So like there are multiple domains are available, like we have web applications available for the organization, we have mobile applications are available. So basically these are the entry points for our attacker. So we basically target everything, and in any of these, if there is any single loophole exists, then we basically take an advantage of that loophole to compromise the entire organization. And sometimes the physical security is also the part of the engagement, and we compromise the uh, employees as well, like using phishing or other things. Or sometimes the we also bypass the biometric devices, we also bypass the Wi-Fi security and other stuff. Okay, so sometimes the entire organization was in scope and we target everything, and we act
Oh,
as a real attacker. Like suppose if a attack happens, then what is the maximum damage can be done by attacker, so that we will see.
oh, okay. So one more last question. So sorry.
Yeah,
So you said there is a loophole, right? Loophole, right? So
yeah.
a team can perform that loophole and do the real attack, right? So
Hmm.
the blue team have to the team is taking the blue team efficiency, right?
Yeah,
So I'm checking. I'm asking. So the real attackers can use that loophole, right? So if
yeah,
you guys are using that loophole, like external attackers can use
yeah.
that
So
loophole, right?
basically, yeah, so basically we are trying to identify like whether any vulnerability or loophole exists or not. If it exists, or if we are able to find out, then simply we are going to report it after the engagement was done. Okay, so they can basically secure that particular entry point. That's the only purpose of this particular drill. Like we are basically checking like whether we are secured or not.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, hi Prashant, but I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Just hackers here using trojans and malwares, but while we
Yeah.
are doing the real-time penetration testing, what type of softwares and the penetration tools you're using? Just while they're using just what were found in the dark web, right? So
Mhm.
we are not going to use those tools, right?
So there are multiple tools that we use for penetration testing and malware creation. So, and apart from that, there are multiple C2 frameworks are also available. So that C2 frameworks we use for creating the undetected payloads. Okay, it's kind of a fully undetectable malwares, you can say. And for application security tools like Bubsur is the major tool that we use. SQL Map is one of them. And apart from that, the Wireshark we use for network packet analysis. Okay, so there are plenty of tools that we can use. Okay, and most of them are commercial one, so it's going to help us on daily basis. Okay.
Sir, C2 means command and control, right?
Yeah, C2 framework. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hello, sir. Hello,
Yeah,
Prashant.
hi. Yeah.
Sir, what is man in the middle attack?
That we will see in the last. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, just remind me about it, I'll explain you. Okay. Okay, so if all the questions are clear, then we can move to the next domain, that is regarding the IT governance officer. So in this particular domain, a person is going to responsible for all the audits. Okay, so usually most of the sectors are have some sort of compliances or regulatory. So if I talk about the banking, so majorly I worked on three major sectors like healthcare, energy, and the banking. Okay, so if I talk about the banking sector, so we have something called RBI in the India, that's the Reserve Bank of India. So RBI basically manages all the banks. Okay, so there have basically some sort of rules. So every bank have to comply with their rules. If they are not complied, then the banking license can be cancelled, or there can be a penalty of up to 1 CR or 200 CR as well. Okay, so it depends on the rules and regulation, like what kind of rules and regulation they are not following. Okay, so there's a audit, okay, on every quarterly basis or sometimes on annual basis, and for that they have to be prepared. Okay, so usually organizations hire the internal governance officers, so they're going to do the internal audit before the actual audit is going to be conducted. Okay, so they're going to ensure that everything is in the place and everything is working very smoothly. Okay, so that's the IT governance officer. So that's going to do the internal audits for the organization, so it is going to be free from any sort of penalties. Okay, after
So,
that we have some. Yeah.
GRC analyst come under IT governance, sir.
Yes, correct. GRC. Okay. After that, we have something called digital forensics analyst. So these guys basically focuses on the investigating the computers, okay, or the digital device. So usually recovering the data most of the time or analyzing the evidences after any sort of crime is happening. Okay, so that's a digital forensic analyst job role. After that, we have something called cybercrime investigator. So usually like if any cybercrime or any fraud happens, then usually the private persons are available called as a cybercrime investigator. So they basically tries to track the attacker or try to identify the person who that have particular performed that particular operation. Okay, after that they also try to identify like who's planning to do the crimes, okay, or what kind of things they have used in that particular crime. Okay, so these are the investigator that helps the government agencies like police or some other cybercrime cells to perform the operations or to uh, basically track the criminals over there. After that, we have something called the last one, information security manager. So these are the main person in the organization that basically manages the entire organization information security strategy. So they are the only person, like if something critical was happened to the organization, so you have to report it to them. Like if any breaches happen or any certain uh, com compliance or any bug is reported from any external vendor or something, then these guys are going to be responsible for the entire security posture. So kind of a big guys like CISOs or something, or chief risk security officers. So these are the
Prashant, question.
8 critical domains. Yeah.
Based on all of these 8 critical domains, which one do you suggest for the non-technical background guys that they can
Hmm.
easily move to one of these domains and then they can grab a job in cybersecurity, especially for those like me. I am from
Hmm.
non-technical background, so if I want to move in cybersecurity, which would be the convenient path for me to get into and grab a job easily?
Okay. So don't worry about your non-technical background because I also came up from the same non-technical background. Okay. And if I talk about the easiest path, so personally, I found the penetration tester role is a little bit more easy and more creative and basically it's a more interesting job. Okay. So that you can start with. Okay. Personally.
Thanks.
So,
So half. Yeah.
so coming to cybercrime investigator,
Mhm.
so it's totally based on government related jobs, huh?
Projects.
Projects.
Projects. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a
So,
government job. It's a private job that you're doing for government.
and eligibility for to become a cybercrime investigator, sir? Like what
So
all the
at
things you require?
if you have a at least idea about the or basically suppose you have done a CHFI training like a forensics training if you already have or some sort of degrees if you're holding or if any sort of training you have done, then yeah, you can just connect with your local cybercrime cell, then you can just start your journey over there.
What if I'm from a computer science background and have something where around 2 years of experience in penetration testing? So could I even join the cybercrime investigation, sir?
Yeah, you can go for it. If you're already holding some sort of experience in cybersecurity, then it will be more easy for you to transition your career from one domain to the second one into the cybersecurity only.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Hi. So the third domain and sixth domain, right? The security analyst and digital forensic analyst. So
Mhm.
both comes under one domain, right? In some companies.
Yeah, so basically security analyst is a generic designation that the companies usually publish. Okay,
Mm,
in that anything can come up. Whereas the sixth one is a very specific and only limited to a digital forensic guy.
mm,
That's it.
mm. Okay. So digital forensic analysis is like mostly like the malware analysis and all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of these 8 domains, right? So if you are saying like which one is like more toughest and technical one, like
Toughest and technical one is the I
yeah,
think security architect or the
security
information security manager. Yeah, these two is the very technical.
Okay. So if you're saying like security analyst and pen tester, right? So which one is like more technical?
More technical is penetration tester because it is very specific to a penetration testing. And
Uh,
security analyst can be anything.
okay.
We need to check the JD for that.
I
Okay. So now we can move forward to the next topic, like how you can start your cybersecurity journey. So there are three main things that you have to focus on. firstly, build your foundational skills. Foundational skills simply means like focus on your basics. Okay, because you are going to start a cybersecurity journey, so you should have at least a knowledge about networking concepts. I'm not saying the entire networking security training you have to go through. No, just the basics of networking, like what is IP addresses, type of IP addresses, what is OSI model, what is TCP/IP model, what is a three-way handshake. Just the basics of it. It will be enough. Like you can cover all these networking topics within 3 or 7 days maximum, not more than that. And some of the security principles that exist in cybersecurity, like today we have discussed about CIA triad, like what is confidentiality, integrity, availability, and just deep dive into that, like what is salting in the hashing, how hashing is works, and what are the different hashing algorithms are available, and what are the encoding algorithms are available, so that you can see. Apart from that, programming is just a good to have skill. It's not a mandatory. Okay, even like when I've started my career in cybersecurity, like I don't have that much knowledge about just a basic understanding, like what is loops, what is functions, how the syntax works for each programming. Like if you have that much idea, if you're able to read the code, that is enough. Okay, because in starting or as a fresher, you don't have to write the codes or you don't have to write your own malwares. Okay, you just have a basic understanding. That is more than enough. You are able to understand the code. It's good. Okay, because the interview is all about the vulnerabilities. Like they are going to mostly focus on the vulnerabilities, like how SQL injection works, how you can find out, how you can fix it, what are the different types of SQL injection, and what are the different case scenarios. So that kind of interview is not related to programming. Okay, because we are not a developer. We are going to act as an ethical hacker. Okay, and nowadays a lot of AI tools are also there that's going to help you, like if you don't have any knowledge about the programming. Okay, so usually there is a dedicated job roles are available, like a source code review or secure code review related job designation. So whereas a person is dedicated for finding out the bugs in the code itself. Okay, so there's a again dedicated job role. Okay, after that, when you are done with building your foundation skills, focus on hands-on practice. So there are multiple labs are available, like we have Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, One Hub, or Portsugar that I've just showcased. Or apart from that, we have something called Pentester Lab, or some of the different labs are available. That is completely free of cost. You don't have to pay anything over there. You just need to use it. And apart from that, if a few of them are quite partially paid, then in that case you can set up your hacking environment in your local system as well for a lifetime. Okay, so in that case, again, you don't have to pay anything over there. After that, we have something called the third thing, network and mentorship. So usually, I suggest one thing: engage with professionals on LinkedIn. Do cold messaging over there. Okay, attend some cybersecurity conferences. So usually, in India, we have something called Nalcon. Besides Bangalore, besides Ahmedabad, Kokon, and many. Okay, so OVA, Spirited. There are many, multiple cybersecurity conferences are there. And even if you're attending the cybersecurity conferences, then you will get the CPE credits and the certifications. You will be are going to build the network as well in that. Sometimes you will get the job opportunities as well. Okay, over there. So it depends on your communication skills as well, like how much willing you are to communicate with someone else, or if some you are there in the crowd, then how you are introducing yourself. Okay, so be extrovert over that particular time, because some you can get a very better opportunity over there. Okay, so also join the meetups as well, because if you are living in Bangalore, okay, so usually there are monthly meetups like hackers meetup or null meetups over there. So you can join that meetups and build your community over there. Okay, so it will be helpful for your overall cybersecurity journey. It doesn't matter you are coming from a technical or non-technical background. Just join it. Try to understand. If you're not getting the concept, just connect with the mentor or ask them like, how can I navigate? They're going to help. Okay, because these person are very helpful. Okay, and they're going to contribute to the cybersecurity community for sure. Okay, so every person is helpful. You just need to ask. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask any question. Okay, no one is there to judge you, like or no one is going to judge like that you are asking silly questions. Just ask, okay, without any hesitation. Okay, even I encourage my students to ask questions, because the more you are going to ask, the sharper you are going to become. Okay, so that's why ask more and more questions, so you will be clear, or you will get a clarity on your questions. Yeah.
So Prashant, so
Yeah.
from where we get any information for these meetups?
So there are multiple repositories exists over the GitHub, so that you need to explore. So usually for monthly basis or for yearly basis, these repositories are getting updated. So or else basically there are multiple newsletters exist. So whenever any meetups or something is organized, or any news is coming up related to anything, then you can just subscribe to them and you can just start exploring them. There are multiple application also comes up over the platforms like Play Store. so that you can also install like meetups. So you will get a notification if any meetups is happening in your local.
Okay, thank you.
Now let's understand the roadmap to get started into the cybersecurity. So we are just doing the quick breakdown of the previous things that we have already seen, like understanding the core concept firstly. Okay, so that I've already mentioned, like multiple core concept exists. CIA is just one of them. And understanding more about the encryption, understanding more about the algorithm that exists, what kind of different encryption algorithms and what kind of different keys exist, how can we use it? Okay, ask the correct questions. What is access control? What is authentication? What is authorization? So these kind of simple basic security core concepts you should have. Okay, otherwise it will be very difficult to go ahead. Okay, so firstly just ensure that you are giving enough time to building your core concepts into the cybersecurity. Okay, after that you can basically learn some essential tools, like we have something called Bubsuit. That's a major tool for application security testing, or if you want to become a penetration tester, want to become an ethical hacker or a security analyst, then Bubsuit is a very you can say kind of a very must-have tool that you should know about it. Apart from that, if you're going for network, then we have something called Nmap. We have something called Wireshark for packet analysis, Metasploit for mainly for exploitation and post-exploitation. So these are the beginner-friendly tools that you can just start with. You can learn these tools. You can check how these tools works. And apart from that, there are the two versions comes up for Bubsuit, commercial and the paid one. Sorry, commercial and the free one. So you can just explore community edition for a free. And there is one trial also comes up, so that trial you can also access if you want. Okay. So apart from that, the third thing is the regarding the gaining the certifications. So what kind of certification you should go for it? So firstly, I suggest if you are a completely beginner, then go for CompTIA Security Plus or CEH. Okay, these are the two only for the beginners. But if you are a little bit experienced when in cybersecurity, like you already have an experience of at least 1 or 2 years, then you should go for something called OSCP. OSCP is very high in demand certificate. Like if you see any job description, they will ask for a person having OSCP. Why most of the companies are asking for OSCP is because OSCP is not an easy certification. I'll show you why. Wait, I'll show you. So there is something called OPSEC. Search for it. Go for the OPSEC courses and certs. And here we have something called OSCP Plus. Click on it, and here you can see that the price of the certification. It is $1,749, almost 1.5 lakhs in Indian rupees. And if you see, this particular certification is costly as well as it's a very hard. Why? Because it is for 24 hours continuously. It's a 24 hours of exam. 24-hour of exam. Plus, you will get 24-hour additionally for reporting. Okay. So if you are completely beginner, then don't go for it. Go for CEH or Security Plus. If you have a little bit of experience, go for this OSCP because that's quite high in demand. And if you are holding the certifications like OSCP, then definitely you will get more job calls as compared to other candidates. Okay, because this certification is very high in demand and very less people is holding this particular certification. And I am one of it. So yeah, you can see that. So if you're just starting and if you don't have any knowledge, then just go for Security Plus or CH. CH is quite high in demand as compared to Security Plus. Security Plus is in demand, but only for few specific areas or few specific regions. Okay, but CH is basically overall, like in India or out of India, both. Okay, or because or else basically suppose some client exists that only wants the Security Plus, then in that case Security Plus would be in demand, because there's a difference in between the Security Plus and CH that we will see in next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, but for foundational knowledge, if you're looking for, then Security Plus is the good one. If you're looking for a little bit of kind of a intermediate level knowledge in ethical hacking, then you can go for CH. If you're looking for an advanced level of knowledge, then go for OSCP. Okay, that's kind of a certification that I prefer. And if you want to go beyond OSCP, then there is something called Red Team certifications like CRT, CRTP. Then that you can also go ahead for it. Okay. After gaining the certification, I'll also suggest one more thing called building the portfolio. Why? Because if you're showcasing your skill sets, like you've got a Hall of Fame from a company by reporting a bugs, then in that case, just mention it in your resume, because that's going to put up some weightage on your resume. Okay, your profile is going to stand out because you are adding more keywords into your resume related to that. So the keyword ratio in your resume is going to be increased. Okay, with a valid points. Or participate in few of the capture the flag event, that's a CETF events, and if you're participating, there's a very high chance that you will ended up with a very huge amount of rewards. Okay, so usually the recent CTF that has been done is basically rewarded a person of $25,000. Okay, so that person have won. Sometimes like you will not get an amount in terms of money, but you will get something called trips for any specific country, or sometimes the seats for any specific conferences, or any giveaway or something. Okay, or try to contribute into the open source repositories. Okay, showcase your abilities, check your Hall of Fames, like if you're able to get it from well-reputed companies like Google, Mastercard, or anything. Because if you're getting the Hall of Fames from this company, then yeah, it is showcasing that you are a worthy person and you will get the job. Okay, so if I talk about my job, like how I got my first job in cybersecurity, because I'm coming from a non-tech background. So the major thing is that like I'm majorly active in the bug bounties. Okay, bug bounties, I'll explain what it is. So there is one term that I'm frequently using, that's a bug bounty hunting. Okay, there are three terms. Bug simply means we're talking about any sort of vulnerabilities. Bounty simply means we're talking about the rewards. Rewards in terms of dollars. It can be in the form of swags. Swag simply means anything like bottles, cup, t-shirts, stickers, anything. Okay. And hunting simply means like we are just reporting or hunting down the bugs. Okay, so if we are finding out any vulnerability to any company and we are reporting, and it is a valid vulnerability and you are the first one to report, then in case you will get a rewards. So I'll showcase you a few of the examples of it. So there are platform exists like HackerOne or Bugcrowd. So I'll show you the activity of it. Okay, so here I'll go for undisclosed reports. I'll filter it by sorry, sorted by highest bounty. And here you can see that for the motivation, you can just go ahead for it. And you can see that someone have reported a bug to Coinbase about a year ago, and that person have got something this much amount of money for reporting a single bug over there. For reporting a single vulnerability, Coinbase have rewarded a security researcher this much amount of money. You can see that there's the motivation for some people to get started into the cybersecurity. Even you can do as a freelancing as well, because you just need to find out the vulnerabilities and report it to the person. You can see that someone have got 3 months ago this much amount of money. Someone have got 2 years ago, a year ago, 4 months ago, $120. If we go for the disclosed one, then you can see $50,000, $35,000, $33 only for a single vulnerability they're getting. And whenever we are working as a penetration tester, for a single project, we are reporting 30 to 40 vulnerabilities usually. Okay, but if you are the first one to report, then for a single vulnerability, you can get up to this much amount of money. Same go for some other vulnerability programs, like we have something called Tesla. I'll show you one example for Tesla as well. So Tesla usually rewards something around $10,000. So you see details. Hmm, eligibility, scroll down. Yeah, you can see that. So they're basically rewarding up to $10,000 for critical findings. Okay, so that's how you can basically check. Okay. So that's the bug. So this kind of a motivation, like you can just report the vulnerabilities to the companies and you can just expect the rewards. Okay, sometimes they will also offer the jobs as well. If you are reporting multiple times to a single company, then there's a very high chance they will give you the job letter or job opportunities to work with them. Okay, with their internal security. Okay. So that's the bug bounty hunting. Now let's go back to the
So,
slide.
Prashant, I have one question. So, how someone can do this? I mean, there would be some process, right?
Yeah. So if you're already working as a penetration tester, then it's your daily job activity. You are just doing one thing only. You are just trying to find out the vulnerabilities over the target. The same thing you need to do to these platforms. So these platform, what it is. So if you just scroll up, okay, wait. If I show you one platform, then okay, sorry. So you can see that there are multiple companies listed over this particular platform: Okta, Ultramobile, MyFitness, iFood, Rapid, Bolt, many, and there are very well reputed companies are also there, like Tesla, Netflix, Facebook. Okay, so what you need to do as an hacker, you just need to find out the vulnerabilities over these targets. So if I'll just open one platform called Okta, so here you can see that, scroll down a bit, you will see the targets. And in this particular targets, you will see this is the target website. Okay. And as a pen tester, again, you will get these kind of targets usually in your job. So what you need to do, you need to just do the same activity in this, like you need to find out the vulnerability over this particular website. And if you are the first person who is reporting the vulnerability, or if it is a valid vulnerability, then in that case, you can expect this much amount of reward for a single vulnerability. Okay. And usually as a pen tester, you are reporting at least around 20 to 40 vulnerabilities for each project. So you can expect it like a same project and start finding out the vulnerabilities over it, report it. And as a freelance, you can just start earning some extra bucks over there. Okay. So that's the usual process. So it's about learning about the vulnerability, just checking how you can increase the impact, report it, try to automate the process, try to learn how you can effectively write the reports and everything. So kind of again, job role of a penetration tester. If you're a penetration
Okay.
tester, then it will be very easy for you because you are just doing the same thing, but you are not getting a salary. You are just getting a payout for per vulnerability basis. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. हैकर्स लॉग इन करना है कि
Hello.
कस्टमर लॉग इन करना है?
Yeah, there is one hacker login. So hacker login is basically for security researchers, and customer login is for the program
Hello.
engagements. Hello. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So over this particular platform only, like in hacker login, my rank is around 8 top 800 or out of 200, 2 lakh security researchers or hackers. Yeah. So apart from this, this just one examples of the platform. So HackerOne is also one of the platform where as a hacker, you can just find out the bugs over the company. So you can see that opportunities. These are the companies that exist like Eternal, Oppo, Grab, many, Sife. Many company exist. You can just start reporting them. Yeah, it's
And
quite very
Prashant,
easy. Yeah, hi.
yeah, hi. Actually, as you mentioned about portfolios, so
Mhm.
I did not get about it. Could you please explain more how to make
Okay.
it? Mhm.
Portfolio simply means like we're talking about increasing our profile visibility over the internet. Okay. So if I search about me, like I search with my name, you can see that I have a LinkedIn profile, I have a Twitter profile, Insta, GitHub, Medium profile as well. Okay. And apart from that, there are some other profiles. Okay. And if you see any of this, like if I'll open my Medium, okay, then over the Medium, I've written some of the InfoSec blogs. Okay. If I'll just close it down. And I think not that much. I think 3 to 4 blocks I've written, like regarding CRTP, CREST, CPSA, and over the Sabrary as well. I've also done some blogs. So just write some blogs, participate in few events, attend some conferences, do some activity, post the same activities over the LinkedIn. Okay, if you see my LinkedIn profile, then you will see a lot of activities over there. Okay, regarding the EC Council, regarding the certifications, whatever the certification that you're doing, just post it over the LinkedIn. Whatever the events that you are attending, just post it about it. Okay, if you are attending as a volunteer or acting as a core team member over it. Just simply mention it. Okay, so that kind of increase your online presence or increase your visibility. So that visibility key points you can mention in your resume. So that is going to increase your weightage, like related to certifications, achievements, or experiences or projects, whatever you're doing, or any sort of open source projects that you are handling. So that thing you can mention. So portfolio is regarding that only, just increasing your online visibility. Okay, so for that, if you just need some references or example, just check my LinkedIn profile. You will get the example of it, like how I've showcased my skill sets, how I'm showcasing my achievements or certifications. Okay, so that's, you can just take it as a reference. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, the last thing is regarding the apply for roles. So this is the last step. Why? Because in the starting 4 step, what we have done, we have understood the basics. We have got the training regarding the tools. We have got the certification, but well recognized and the high in demand certifications. Okay, here just one note point is that there are something called professional certifications and there is something called training certifications. Professional certifications are high in demand, not the training certifications. Okay, just keep in mind that, because for professional certifications you need to give the exam and it will be issued by the well recognized authorized signatory. Okay, so usually something like EC Council is one of them, or the OFSEC. So these are the international brand identities. Okay, so that's usually control most of it for the certification in cybersecurity. So usually you have to go for these kind of brand, not for the local training institute, because these training certifications are good, but not that much effective, or is not going to put that much weightage in your resume. So always, if you are targeting for any certification, target for a well-recognized global certification. Okay, like CompTIA, anything from CompTIA, anything from EC Council, anything from offensive security. These are well-recognized one. You can go ahead for it.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, as I asked previously for penetration tester, which certification would be better? You can suggest for a fresh
OSCP. Oh, fresher is CH or EGPT.
CH or
EJPT, Junior Pen Tester from Milan Security.
EJPT.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. But usually CH is high in demand as compared to EJPT. Okay.
Sir, but I have heard CH, we have like majority theory based. How about the practical things, sir?
I'll come to that point, because there are variants are available in the CH, practical and the theory. So we'll discuss that in just next few minutes.
Yeah, yes.
Just wait for it. Yeah.
हाय प्रशांत
Hi.
प्रशांत मैं 3 साल का मेरे पास सिक्योरिटी का एक्सपीरियंस है EDR प्लस SIEM हाउ which certificate is better for me?
Okay. So if you're preparing for a defensive security, so you wanna go with the defensive only, or for the offensive security you're looking for?
Security.
Okay, OPSEC. So I'll show you. In that there is something called SOC. I'll show you. Wait a minute. OSMR, OSW, OSIR, OSSC, WP. You can see that OSIR, that's the offensive incident responder, that is high in demand. OSTA, OPSEC defense analyst, OPSEC threat hunter certification. And apart from that, not these. Yeah, these 3 to 4 certification, or cyber core certified, you can go for it. Okay, so these 3 to 4 certification, you can go for it. It's a good to go certification. Or else you can post topic, you can check like what else you are looking for. You are looking for incident response, this is the certification. If you're looking for security operations related to SOC, this is a OPSEC defense analyst. And one more is available from EC Council as well. EC Council defender analyst. So yeah, certified network, not this one. Online cybersecurity analyst program from EC Council. Certified network defender, I think this is the one. This you can also go for it. Okay, but usually I personally recommend the offensive security certification, because that's very high in demand. Okay, as compared to other organizations. Okay, if you really wanna just looking for a long term, then these are the certifications, like incident responder, threat hunting, security operations, everything is there. Defense analyst, everything. SOC 200, that's the name of the certification. SOC 200. Okay.
Thank you, Prashant.
Yeah, and for penetration testing, there is many options. Anyone else have any other doubts?
Hey Prashant, what is that Prasad, what is the difference between this OPSEC and EC security concept?
Okay, so these two are the organizations that basically offer the cybersecurity certification. Okay, EC Council majorly targets everything. If you see in terms of forensics, offensive security, defensive security, and offensive security previously majorly targeting only offensive security, but nowadays they are started focusing on other domains as well. Both of the organizations are well recognized and they are offering the very well recognized certification as well. So you can just compare the syllabuses and accordingly you can act on it. Okay, but if we talk about the complexity of the certification, so OPSEC certifications are a little bit complex, so that's why it is high in demand as compared to EC Council one. Okay, that's the reality in the ground. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And one thing I would like to ask, I am doing this training with Sulabh. Sulabh sir.
Okay.
So, I don't have any real experience, although, I am in the verge to upgrade myself. So, is it necessary to take this CES certification prior to joining any company? Or
Okay.
first, I have to get any job and then I have to look for any sort of certification? Can you please
Okay.
suggest me on that?
Yeah, sure. So if you are looking for a certification like CEH, okay, before applying for a job, then you have some advantage. Why? Because there is a very high requirement of a candidates where they are looking a candidate having the already CEH certification. Okay, because CEH is going to give you the mindset of an attacker, like how the attack usually works in the real world. Because if you're attending any SOC analyst training, you will only get an idea of defender, like how defenders are working, what tools they are using, what is the process that you are using. But what about attacker? Like how attacker is performing the attacks, what kind of attacks they are doing, what kind of mindset they are using, what kind of tools they are using, then that mindset would be missed. So in that case, if you're holding a certification like CEH, then in that case, you will get a attack defense based approach. You will be able to perform the attacks, you will be able to detect the attacks, you will be able to understand like how attackers are doing the things, okay, over the ground. So that's the critical thing. And apart from that, if even if you are a person that is basically have done a job in cybersecurity as a SOC analyst or something, and if you're looking for a good hike, then in that case, if you're doing the CH, then again it will be beneficial for you. You will get a good hike. Okay, because there is a yearly goal for us in our organization. You have to do at least minimum one certification, a globally recognized certification. So usually people do the CEH or start with CH certification. So that helps us for get a good appraisal. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Hello.
So, like, as you compare, like, from the EC Council and the OPSEC, both are having the this one CES certification, right? But
No,
as you said, no.
CEH is
Okay,
only with EC Council.
only with EC Council. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Prashant,
Hello, sir.
Yes.
yes. So I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, as I joined this SOC analyst course,
Mm-hmm.
this with this Sulabh. So I just
Mm-hmm.
need to know, like, as of now, I don't want to get into any course. I just want to complete this course. Firstly, I just want to enter. Then after some time, I will definitely do some courses. So is it possible, or see, I am not aware about it because I am not from this tech background. I am from different background. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
confused. Could you please
No
answer
issue.
me?
So basically, you can transition your journey or your career anytime. Okay, there is no time limit that you cannot transfer your or transition your overall journey. Okay, so in that case, what you can do, you can basically start from as a SOC guy. Okay, and after that, if you want, you can move to any other domain. Like we have multiple like forensics, GRC, or as a offensive person. Okay, there are many. So now it depends on your mind roadmap. So overall roadmap is completely different for each domain. So if you're going for a forensic, then you should go with trainings like CHFI. If you are going for GRC, the training is quite different. I don't know, remember the exact name. But for offensive, the pathway would be go for CEH certification or training, depends on your budget. And after that, go for OSCP skill set at least. And after that, when you are joining the company, you can ask the company to reimburse the certification cost, because I won't suggest anyone to pay the cost from your own pocket, because the companies are there Okay, and usually they reimburse the amount of certification, and the certifications are very costly in cybersecurity. Okay, so
Are you
that's why
talking about sorry to interrupt. Are you also talking about a CEH as well?
CET is not that much costly. It's just 30 to 40,000. So I think anyone can bear it. But still, like personally, like all of my certifications are reimbursed by my company. So that's why that's just a kind of a suggestion. Like if you can reimburse it from your company, it's good. If not, then you have to pay it from your own pocket. That's the only way.
I was in touch with couple of
Mhm.
senior SIM expert, like
Yeah.
and who has completed their training with the SIM expert only. So they
Mhm.
told me that you need not to do any CS certification first. Join the company, and that company will
Mhm.
provide you a platform to do these sort of
Yes.
certification.
Yes. So usually companies provide the platforms. Okay. Usually they will basically hire the uh, basically instructors. And in that case, if you are doing the certification from company, then you have to sign the bonds as well. There's a
Got it.
concept of bond. Okay. In
So
that case,
my
yeah.
question is, Prashant, sorry to take you
Mhm.
much time. Like, since I am upgrading myself and I am doing this training. So,
Mhm.
what will you suggest? Like, before joining any new company, so should I complete this CS certification to increase our
Mhm.
visibility, or first join the company and take a real-time experience
Okay.
into a cyber security? Then we have to go for
Got it.
any sort
So
of certification. Yeah.
basically, it completely depends on the requirement. Okay. If you're looking for an immediate joining, okay. If you're looking for an immediate joining, then in that case, do the certification from your own pocket because it's not that much costly. Okay. But if you are a person that can wait for some time, okay, and it is okay, like if you are going with a normal pace, then in that case, you can just wait, do get a job first. After that, spend some time, opt for the certification and do the normal process. Okay, that's also the way. But if you're looking for immediate hiring or something, like if you're looking for immediate opportunities, in that case you have to do the certificate in from your own pockets. But if you can just wait for some time, then yeah, you will get the opportunities for sure without the certification, because companies prefer the skills over the certification. Certifications are just for proving that you have the skills, that's it. But if you're performing well in the interview round, then it's not that much mandatory, it's optional sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, got
Hello,
it.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
सर CH सर्टिफिकेट के लिए प्रैक्टिकल सही है क्या theoretical सही है?
That we will discuss. Wait for 5 minutes. That's the only topic that is left after this. Okay. Just wait for 10 to 15 minutes. We are going to discuss like theoretical CEH, practical CEH, master CEH. There are variants are there. Okay. So that we will discuss. Okay. Wait for
Prashant, would
10
you
to
mind?
15
I want
minutes.
to ask this last question, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about that SOC analyst payout? Do you please tell me because I don't have any idea about it.
There is also in my
And
slide. So wait for it 10 minutes. That's it.
okay, no worries, no worries. I would.
Okay. So if the questions are ended up, so we can move to the next slide. So next slide is quite a bonus for everyone. Okay. So where you will get to know about the hacking and the hacker types. So you can see that total 8 hacker type exists. Okay, before that, I'll just give you a quick glimpse what exactly means by hacking. So hacking simply means like if we are compromising a system without permission of a target, that means it is a hacking. But if we are doing the same process with the permission of the target, like we are gaining the unauthorized access or we are compromising the target with permission, then it is a ethical hacking or a white hat hacking. Okay. So in this hacking process, total 8 type of hackers exist, or you can say total 8 hacker classes exist in the ethical hacking. Okay. So I'll explain one by one. And I'm sure like a few of the people have heard about 3 major hacker classes: black hat, white hat, gray hat. But apart from that, there are some other variations of hacker classes exist. Okay. So anyone wanna explain what exactly means by black hat, white hat, and gray hat hackers? Anyone?
Yes, Blackhead
Yeah.
is a bad guy. Like,
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Black.
White hat hackers are the ethical hackers, and the gray hat
yes,
hackers are depending on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
mix.
they are doing a black hat
Mm-hmm.
job, or sometimes they are doing a hat job. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
correct.
And rest we don't know. I don't know actually. I know
Mm-hmm.
three of them.
Correct. So if you see three are the major one. Okay, that is everyone knows about black hat, white hat, gray hat. So, but still, I'll explain one by one. So, black hat simply means these are the bad guys, and these are the person that is compromising the targets without permission. Okay, they are exploiting the vulnerabilities for their personal usage, for their damages, or doing some illegal activities as well. Whereas whenever we talk about white hat hackers are completely opposite persons. Okay, so what they are doing, they're basically using their skills to identify and fix the vulnerabilities with proper permission. Okay, and they are helping the organization to increase the security of their company. Okay, whereas there is one more term exists called gray hat hackers. So gray hat basically kind of comes in a very gray area. So depends on the situation. Sometimes they will act as a white hat hacker, sometimes they will act as a black hat hacker. Okay, so depends on the intention, depends on the scenarios, they will basically change the sides. So that's why it is most dangerous hacker class exists. Okay, so that's basically question as well in the exam, like what's the dangerous class in the hackers. So gray hat is one of them. Okay, so it depends on the scenario or in their modes. So usually they act accordingly. Okay, after that, the fourth hacker class is suicide hackers. So these are the hackers basically, and they don't have any sort of worry about anything. They don't have any fear of getting caught, or they are not feared about any sort of consequences of their actions. Okay, so that's why it is known as a suicide hackers. So they are not worried about anything. After that, we have something called script kiddies. So script kiddies simply means we are talking about the individuals that is using just some pre-existing tools, okay, without deep understanding. Like they don't even know like how the tool works, but still they are just simply using the tools from GitHub or any open source projects. But they just simply started using kind of a script kiddies. So usually freshers are known as a script kiddies. So they are basically just using the same tools that exist like in the industry. They are just simply using it. They have not created anything. They have not contributed to anything, but still they are just simply using it. So as a beginner, maybe you are a script kiddie in that case. After that, we have something called cyber terrorists. So cyber terrorist simply means like these are the person that is hacking or performing the hacking for a political or ideological reasons. So political simply means like they are supporting a specific political party in a country. Okay, like usually in India we have major three four parties like BJP, Congress. So suppose the a single party have had the group of terrorists and they are basically causing some damage to different political parties or to different ideological persons. Okay, after that we have something called state sponsored hackers. So state sponsored hackers simply means like these hackers are sponsored by government. Okay, so government is going to give the instructions like to do the some damages or to steal the information from other countries or something. Okay, so these are the state sponsored hackers, hackers that is sponsored by government. After that, we have something called hacktivist. So hacktivist simply means these hackers are basically promoting the political agenda by hacking. So usually, sometimes the religion beliefs you will see, like so for different religions, they are basically doing the hacking or putting the slogans or flags. Okay, so these are the hacktivists known as. Okay, so kind of a high level overview of like a different sort of hackers exist in industry. Okay, so or different sort of persons exist in industry, and we will know it by different categories. Okay. So anyone have any doubts in this or any of the previous slides? So we can move to the next slide that is more about the certification like CEH and CompTIA Security Plus. Any doubts, anyone? Or is
No,
it
as
clear?
of now, I think you
No,
should go
sir.
ahead.
Okay, great. So the next thing we are going to do is the certification guide. So here you can see that I mentioned two major things. First is Security Plus, CompTIA Security Plus. Second is a Certified Ethical Hacker, that is CEH from EC Council. So if you see the major difference, so Security Plus is majorly for the foundational knowledge, okay, and focus on the core theory. Whereas if we talk about CEH basically majorly focus on the beginner to advanced, not intermediate level knowledge, okay. So more to the attacker mindset. Okay, so basically CH covers the different aspects of offensive security or defensive security, forensics, kind of a mixture of everything. So you will get a one module for cloud computing, one module for IoT, one module for mobile hacking, one module for Wi-Fi hacking, one module for scanning, exploitation. So different sort of modules are available in CH, but only a basic level of knowledge is available in all the modules, not at advanced level. Okay, so you usually you can say that if you are trying to attempt the CH, just clear with your expectation that you will get a basic knowledge about each and every domain that exists in cybersecurity. Okay, whereas CompTIA Security Plus is going to give you the core knowledge, or basically you can say kind of a core theoretical knowledge about the foundations that exist. So we will see like what kind of uh, foundation knowledge we are going to talk about. Okay, we will see in detail. We will also see the course content as well. We will compare that thing as well. So don't worry. And apart from that, I've also mentioned the topics like what kind of topics you can expect. So in CompTIA Security Plus, like network security concepts, threats, cryptography, and risk management is there. Apart from that, in CEH, mostly things are practical, like how to hack a system, how to hack a mobile device, what kind of security measures we need to take. Okay, so these kind of things exist in CEH. Salaries are there, so we will also discuss the salaries as well. So security plus average salary is 99K dollars, okay, in 2025, whereas CEH salaries are higher as compared to security plus. Okay, so we will see the difference. So in terms of career value, that's the kind of a range. Okay, so for security plus salary, it is 70K dollars to 90K dollars. For CEH, it is 86K dollars to 136K dollars. Okay,
Sir, it is a
but
per annum,
yeah,
per annum or per month?
it's basically firstly, let me tell you one thing again. Salaries completely depends on three major things: experience, location, and your overall location that you have. Okay, so experience,
And
location, and skill, these are the
Prashant,
three things. Yeah.
what about fresher who are not
Mhm.
from this field? So what about those people?
Uh, the salary range would be same. It doesn't matter if you are coming from a technical or non-tech background. Salary range would be
No, no,
same.
actually, I'm talking about fresher. Like, see, I'm not from this background, so I would be fresher for this field. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
Someone ask them to put them mute self. I mean, put them mute.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
I
was
muted
asking,
them.
see, I'm not from this field as I already mentioned. So the thing is that, what about fresher? Because see, I'm going to change my domain. Like I have an
Mhm.
experience, good more than 10 years, 10 years of experience in different fields. But I just want to change my domain. So what about fresher salary in this?
Okay, so it depends on you. Like, you wanna showcase your previous experience as a relevant one, or you are just showcasing it as a complete different, or you are applying as a fresher. Okay, if you are applying as a fresher in India for a normal location in North India or something, then you can expect something 6 to 7. That's it, not more than that. But if you're applying the same rule for out of India, then salary would be completely different. Okay.
Sir,
All right.
come again,
Yeah.
sir, come again.
Yeah.
There was a network problem.
Yeah, sure. So I was talking like if you're applying for a fresher role with CEH certification, then in India it would be like around 6 to 7. Okay.
Prashant,
But
like
if you're
how to apply out of India.
there are multiple portals are available, like LinkedIn, we have Indeed, and there are some other remote portals are available. So that portals you can use for applying out of India or Gulf countries.
Prashant, let's say, I have
Mm-hmm.
2 year of experience as a SOC analyst, and again, I
Mm-hmm.
have joined as a level one.
Okay.
Then, what is the average salary for level one SOC analyst?
For L1, it will be 6 to 8. Depends on your location, what you're choosing. If you're choosing the Bangalore, then it will be 10 to 13 or 10 to 15.
Or
How
what
about
about local? Like
local?
Indore, like Delhi, yeah, that
It will be
Gurugram.
less. It will be less. Less, like it will
Oh, is
be
it so?
6 to 7. Yeah. Sometimes
And how about
50%.
Noida, NCR, Delhi?
Same. North is a little bit less as compared to
So
south.
it means do I have to move Bangalore?
Yeah. Basically, even in my career transition, I moved to Bangalore. Okay, just for salary increment. Only for an year, not for an
Uh-huh.
entire life. Just for an year, move to a Bangalore, increase your base salary, switch the company, get a hike, and just settle with your work from home. Okay, usually like I suggest
That's
do one
great.
thing, target the US based companies. Okay, because they are not going to give basis on the North India, South India. They're going to give you on the skills or certification that you're holding. Okay, so always target the US based companies, okay, or US based
Uh-huh.
clients. That's it. Or they are offering the work
All
from
right.
home. Yeah, that's the perfect match if you're getting.
So, Prashant, what do you suggest? Like, see, if someone is completely fresher for this field, so that person should join the office, or if someone is getting remote, so that would be better. What do you suggest?
Uh, so basically, out of seven, 5 years are completely work from me. Okay, so I personally suggest do work from home because you will be more efficient, and you will be able to focus on other ways as well to increase your income. You can do some freelancing in penetration testing. You can do bug bounties. You can focus on enhancing your skills, because if you're going to office, you will be only occupied with your office task only. You will not be able to focus on yourself. You will not be able to focus on increasing your skill sets. Okay, so that's the only limitation that I personally see, because I went to office only for 1.5 years, not more than that. And apart from that,
But
like
initially, you have to join, now you because you have to learn, so you should join the office initially, like
no, it depends
for
on the
1 year or
company.
two.
No, it depends on
Okay.
the company, like whether they are looking for a candidate for office or for a remote. There are companies like they are only looking for remote. For some other broad countries like in UAE or something, they are basically hiring remote persons, like giving good salary.
See, okay, thank you. This is the last question of mine. I'm really sorry, guys. So,
Mhm.
do we get any training? Like when we, suppose we just got selected in any company, so do we get
Mhm.
any training kind of? Because
Yeah, there will
yeah,
be
I am looking for
inductions.
that.
There will be a complete beginner training, and you will be assigned with
Mm-hmm.
your buddy, and that buddy is going to guide you with each and every process of the organization, and he's going to help you whenever you have any questions, any doubt. You can just ping your buddy, and he is going to be responsible for all your mistakes and everything. Okay, so you have a buddy
Oh,
for
that sounds
the
good to
starting
me.
6 months. Yeah, so don't worry about it.
That
That
sounds
what's
good
going
to
to
me.
be done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Prashant, from the bottom of my heart.
Prashant,
You
one
just,
question.
help me a lot.
Uh,
Guys,
yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, Prashant, apart from Portswager for
Mhm.
VAPT, do you recommend anything else to learn about it? Like from YouTube or from any Udemy course or any other
Okay.
platform that we can use to learn?
So firstly, there's a limitation over the YouTube that if someone is going to upload any sort of practical, then it will be deleted for sure. Okay, so YouTube is not a correct platform. And apart from that, a lot of people are uploading the videos that's kind of misleading. Okay, misleading since I'll give you one example. So usually whenever I teach penetration testing, I give a homework to my students regarding the session hijacking versus session fixation. And if you search about this particular thing over the YouTube, you will see there is no difference. People are referring session hijacking as a session fixation, and they're misleading other candidates as well. Because usually information are misleading. So what you need to do, firstly, don't focus over the YouTube. Focus on the other platforms, like we have something called Pentester Lab. So Pentester Lab is one of the great platform. Apart from that, we have something called Pentester Land. So this is also one of the great platform. Portsugar is one of them. Apart from that, we have something called Hack the Box, Try Hack Me. So a few of the labs are completely free of cost. You can just start. You don't have to pay anything over there, and try to basically do something like this. Like at least spend your 2 to 3 hours for learning something new in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, like related to a specific domain, like you are interested in offensive security or defensive security, depends on your interest. Like I'm personally interested in offensive security because I'm getting a work-life balance. Okay. Whereas if we talk about defensive, I personally think that there is something called lack of work-life balance, because weekends are not fixed over there, and there is a rotational shifts. So usually it's more than 8 hours sometimes in defensive. That's the only con of being defensive. That's it. Okay. Anything else, anyone, before moving further?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Prashant. As you mentioned that you also from the non-tech background, I'm at same.
Mhm.
Can you suggest me like the first thought, like first thing you have researched or you learned that when you have that thought you wanna get into the cybersecurity? What is that basic thing you studied or researched?
Okay, so when I came to this particular field, there is not that much information was available at that time. Okay, and even that much resources was not available for everyone, and most of them are paid ones. Okay, so whatever the things are available, like regarding the books, so I read a lot of books over there at my college time. And apart from that, there are multiple paid trainings I've also enrolled in that time. Okay, so that's a very costly trainings I've gone through. So I've invested a lot of money in myself, and I've gone through with the self-paced trainings as well to increase my knowledge in the cybersecurity. And I've also learned from a lot of live streams. Okay, so usually there is something called Naham stream, live streams over the YouTubes. So there's a 3 hours of video that you can see. I'll just explore this one. So very helpful channel when I've started my journey. Oldest. You can see the kind of a very uh, good one. You can say 2 hours or 3 hours of interviews or something. These are very helpful videos. You can just see the live streams and it is completely free. You just see this. Okay, these are very helpful. Okay, see the challenges, understand the Portugal labs, how it works. Because in starting, if you're just starting with Portugals, it feels looks like a very difficult thing to start. Okay, because it's very complex. Okay, so in that case, watch the write-ups or watch some videos, see like how it's working. And if you're not getting the idea in a single video, uh, spend your time to explore more and more videos about that particular topic. So that's how you will get an understanding. So you have to basically explore each and everything whatever exists over the internet. Okay, because you have 24 hours. So basically do the proper time management for your 24 hours. Like it depends on you how much time you're dedicating for your learning, how much time for practicing, how much time you're giving for your self-being. So it depends on. So basically personally I was a college student, and at the time corona was also on peak. So I've got enough time to learn at my home, and I can spend more of my time majorly in the learning plus practicing over the labs. So labs like help me like THM, so try hack me, and the One Hub. So a lot of free labs are available. You just need to download and simply start using over it. You can see that a lot of labs are available. Web machine metrics, planet. So you just need to simply click on it and start download, set up in your VMware or VirtualBox, and start practicing. If you are not sure like how to do this, there's a multiple write-ups or walkthroughs are available. You can see that walkthrough. So just open the walkthrough and see how this particular person have compromised the machine and understand like what's the learning from this particular machine. Just take a note, do the proper note keeping. Okay, use some good note writers over there and document everything, like whatever the thing that you learned or in your entire cybersecurity journey. Just document everything, because in the longer run it is going to help you. Okay, because you will not be able to memorize everything. So just keep revising your notes and check on frequent basis, like in morning or in evening, so you will be able to recall it for a longer period of time. Okay, so that's just kind of a schedule you can go for it. Anything else, anyone?
Are there any suggestions you would like to give for a fresher in order to improve his knowledge, especially in practical ways, sir?
Okay.
Yes.
So there is one mantra from OPSEC, something called try harder. So I'll quote the same. So you have to try harder, really, really harder. Okay. And in that case, you have to spend your almost all of your time into learning and practicing. That's it. These are the only two key things you have to do in your entire day. If you're doing anything else apart from this, then you are wasting your time. Simply focusing on these two stuff. That's it. That's the only way to success in cybersecurity. Okay. So in short, yeah, that's the only thing. Okay. Anything else, anyone? Okay.
Hi, Prashant.
Yeah, hi.
So I'm planning to do CEH 13. So
Mhm.
could you suggest what would be the learning path? And of course, it's included the practical
Mhm.
session too. So
Yeah, that is going to be covered in today's session. So just wait for 5 or 10 minutes. Next slide is about that only, like regarding CEH and
all
CompTIA
right.
Security plus comparison and related to
Okay.
exam details. Okay. Yeah. Anything else, anyone? Okay, great. So yeah, so this is regarding the career value. So here you can see that the comparison between the salaries and what kind of roles that you can expect. So in the Security Plus, it is clearly mentioned you can expect the roles like security analyst, cyber security consultant, and network admin. Apart from that, CEH, the roles are more related to the offensive security or the security analyst or penetration tester, security engineer, or ethical hacker. Now we are going to move forward to the exam details of the Security Plus CH version 13. So here you can see that it's a kind of a difference between the CH version 13 and CompTIA Security Plus. And here you can see that we have two variants of CH is available. First is a knowledge-based exam. Second is a practical exam. Okay. So here you can see that number of questions. Firstly, so in CompTIA Security Plus exam, total 90 questions is going to come up. Whereas in CH version 30, that's a theoretical exam. In that 125 question is going to come up. And when we talk about the practical one, you will see 20 challenges are there. Okay. So I'll show you like what exactly mean by 20 challenges. So 20 challenges simply means there you will get a one machine. Okay. In that machine, you need to compromise it. And after that, you will get some flags. That flags you need to submit as a challenge. And if you're able to submit everything, then you are passed. Okay. If you are partially able to submit or submit at least 70% of the challenges, then again you are passed. Okay. Now let's talk about the exam duration. So for solving all the 90 questions, you will get 90 minutes. And here in CH version 13, you will get almost 4 hours. And that is, I think, enough time as compared to CompTIA Security Plus. So that's why I think in terms of exam, CompTIA Security Plus is a little bit more hard because we are getting very less time. It's kind of a 1 minute per question. Okay, and in CH version 13, we are getting enough time for solving the question. And if we talk about practical exam, again, time is more than enough, 6 hours for solving the machine because we just need to use few tools like Nmap, Metaspread to solve the challenges. And yeah, we can crack the machine. So it's again very easy exam. And if we talk about the exam format, so CompTIA Security basically comes up with a MCQs plus performance-based question. So you can expect at least 3 to 4 performance-based question, whereas one question can be of up to 50 marks. And we don't even know like which question would be performance-based question and which one is a more than 50 marks, or it would be 50 marks. Okay, so it will that is completely mystery. Like it's up to the CompTIA Security Plus algorithm. So they are basically internally deciding everything. So if you think that the question is a little bit hard or it's kind of interactive, then maybe it's a performance-based question. So you can do that question in the last, okay? Because performance-based question holds the most weightage, like up to 50 marks.
So
Okay?
what do you mean by performance based, sir?
So kind of a interactive question, like you are getting a complete entire scenario in a diagrammatic view. Okay. And in that case, you need to basically solve the entire scenario. Then after that, you can answer that thing. But that thing itself will take 5 to 10 minutes. And here you can see that you are only getting 90 minutes. So whenever you are getting performance question, you can flag them for reviewing it later. So that's how you can save your time. Okay. But that's contains a very high weightage in exam. But it will only 3 to 4 questions like that. Very interactive, a little bit too complex as compared to normal ones. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
And MCQ is just a normal MCQs like choose the correct. So you will get, and practical is a completely practical exam whereas you need to basically use the tools to compromise a machine. Okay. And whenever we talk about passing score, so CompTIA Security Plus, you need to score at least 750 out of 900. And CH version 30, if you are scoring 60 to 80%, you are passed. For practical, 70%, you are passed. And if we talk about renewal, so suppose if you're doing the certification today, then after 3 years, that certification is going to expire for Security Plus as well as for CEH. So after 3 years, you have an option. Either you can pay the fees again and renew it, or else if you are leveling up your skills and if you have any proof of certification or if you are doing any other certification, professional certificate, I'm not saying any training institute certification, just a professional certification you are doing in next 3 years, then you can submit that certificate to EC Council and EC Council is going to renew your certification free of cost. So I've used the same process. Okay. And just because of that, I'm able to renew my certificate, EC Council CH certificate free of cost. I don't have to pay a single amount for that. Okay. So that's why it is renew free of cost. Otherwise, you have to pay the fee for renewal after 3 years because it is only valid for 3 years only. After that, it will be revoked.
So can you repeat that once more, sir?
Yeah. So your certifications are going to be expired in 3 years. And after 3 years for renewal, there is a two process. First, either you can pay the entire fees or there is some fees you need to pay for renewal, or else there is a one more way, whereas you can just submit your certifications or proof of certification that you have upskill yourself. So that thing you can submit. Okay. And in that case, what you can do, you can basically email to the EC Council and you can mention that I have done this particular certification and that certification have one CPE credits. In that case, your certification is going to be renewed free of cost. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Prashant.
Yeah, hi.
That certification should be from the EC Council or it should be
Anything.
from anyone?
Anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give you my example. So after doing the CH, I've done CRTP and OSCP. So these two are from completely different companies, and I've submitted these two certification to EC Council, and they have replied back, yeah, we are renewing a certification to next 3 years. And after again next 3 years, I can submit my next 2 3 certification, and they're going to renew. Okay, so do one thing. That's a continuously learning process. So every year, try to do at least 1 or 2 global certifications, like from well-recognized organizations like EC Council, OffSec, Crest. So these are the very well-known brand available in the market. Okay, and ensure that you are getting the CPE credits. Okay, because without CPE credits, your certification is not valid. And if you are doing the certification from a well-recognized identity exists in the industry, you will get a CPE credits for sure. Okay, so companies like Crest, OffSec, EC Council, or Pentest Academy, Altered Security, these provide the CPE credits as well. So these credits are very important. Even ISC2 also provide the CPE credits. Okay, so these are the marks or kind of a score for you that you have earned after doing the certification. Okay, and yeah, all these
Yeah.
certifications are
Hello, sir.
recognized internationally. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, sir. In CEH V3, like knowledge exam and practical exam, those both are different certifications, right?
Yeah, these both are completely different certification.
Yeah.
So
Like, is there any mandatory that we should first clear the practical paper and after that we can go for first knowledge paper, after that we can go for
no, it
practical
is not
paper?
like
Is like
that.
there in a
So companies are only looking for a CH version 13. It doesn't matter you are going for a
okay.
theoretical exam or you are going for a practical exam. Okay, so
Okay,
it's
okay, okay.
completely okay. You are doing one certification. So I'll tell
Yeah,
you the
companies
ground.
just want see like
Yes,
that certification.
title. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
that's a
sir.
title of CH. That's it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And one more thing is that companies are only looking for a title firstly. Okay, and secondly, if you are doing both of the certification like CH theoretical exam plus practical exam, okay, then you will get one more title known as a CH master. Okay, but again, you need to pay the price for it. Firstly, you need to pay the price for theoretical exam. After that, you need to pay the price for practical exam. Then you will get a one title called CH master. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so
Like in
exam.
renewable, like after 3 years, that certification will be expired. For renewable, like we have to provide, we have to provide one more certification. You told earlier.
Yeah.
As you told earlier, can we provide like practical, if I clear the first knowledge exam, after 1 year or 2 years, if I had like cleared the practical exam, can I give the certification of the practical exam for renewable
Yeah,
perspective?
you can give that. Okay,
Yeah.
but there is a
Okay.
criteria for that CPE credit. Like there is a one minimum requirement, like this much amount of CPE credit should be there. If there's that much CPE credits is there, then it's completely free. Otherwise, you need to pay the price. Okay.
So,
Okay.
in order to take CH theory and practical, how much would it cost, sir? Both.
Almost 60 to 80,000 INR, Indian rupees.
Okay.
Okay, it depends on your vendors, and sometimes it depends on the countries as well. Like for different countries, the price is quite different. For US, the CH price is different. For India, it is different. So
Sir,
even if you are only asking for the certification only certification will cost you around 50 to 60,000. Okay,
okay, sir.
with including training plus labs, it will be around 1 lakh
Okay.
Indian rupees. Okay, because labs are very costly for CH.
So
For single certificate, sir.
Yeah, CH certificate.
For pen test, I was doing research and I came across this CompTIA penetration tester, which my company is offering me to take up so that they would pay me in behalf. So, and they also told me to do some research on other certifications as well. But I have no idea about pen test or either about CH13. So, for a penetration tester, no, for a beginner, which one would be better, sir? Because our company is asking me for a more kind of practical knowledge so that I can start applying the same when I get projects.
Okay, for practical knowledge, I suggest two. Firstly is a OSCP. Okay, this is a completely practical exam. Okay,
Yes.
and there is no theory. Second is a CPENT that you can go for it.
CPENT.
CPENT, CPENT from EC Council.
Okay, sir.
So
what about CompTIA pen test, sir?
You can also go for it if you have demand for that in your specific company. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Because
That's also
right
good thing.
now they're starting my CompTIA Security Plus certification first. Because I would be, as they told, I would be getting US based projects, and I'm a fresher. So they told me to think about one next certification that they would provide for me. So that's why I asked you this question. So
Yeah, Pentest Plus is okay if your company is asking for that certification. That means that certification is demand only for that company. Okay, or maybe for a specific region, it is in high demand. Okay, and if you are only looking for a job in that particular region, then go ahead for that certification. Okay,
how about
without
practical knowledge, sir? Would I get a good practical knowledge in Pentest Plus?
not as compared to OSCP. Okay, but yeah, you will get the knowledge, but not as compared to OSCP or other exams. Okay, because OSCP is a very high as compared to Pentest Plus.
How about CPENT and
CPENT is good.
Yes,
CPENT is good, but again, not compared to OSCP. OSCP is on a different level.
So because I'm a beginner, so that's why. What would you recommend me?
Either CPENT or Pentest Plus. Both are
Pentest
okay.
Plus. Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this is regarding the CEH theoretical and practical exams. Okay, and CEH also offers two ways to give the exam. Firstly is regarding the remote exam you can give, or else you can give the in-person exam as well over the Pearson Center that is available near your location. Okay, so you can give the exam accordingly. Now let's talk about the course content. So I hope the things are visible to everyone. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you can see that the first thing that we have mentioned is regarding the CompTIA Security Plus. Okay. So here you can see that total 5 things are going to come up into the exam. Okay. And it starts with general security concept. And I've also mentioned the weightage as well. Okay. Like what kind of weightage you can expect for per particular module. Okay. In each module, there are a lot of topics are going to come up. Okay. So let's see what kind of things you can expect in general security concepts or other domains. So firstly, it is going to start with something called general security concept. So again, the basic concepts are going to come up, like I have told you regarding that CIA triad is one of them. Okay. And apart from that, a few things related to basic terms like we have something phishing, normal cryptography or something. Okay. After that, we have something called threats, vulnerabilities, and mitigation. And that's we're going to discuss about different sort of threats that is available, okay, or the malwares, okay, or the different vulnerabilities that exist and what kind of mitigation they have, okay. And the weightage of this is a 22% overall, okay. After that, we have something called security architecture, okay. Security architecture, you will see the different sort of component that exists, okay. And in this, you will also see like API gateways, internal security component that available, database security, and a lot of theoretical concepts again. Okay, and it holds the weightage around 18%. After that, we have something called security operations. So mostly all the knowledge related to defensive security you will understand there. That's a 28%. And after that, we have something called security program management and oversight. So that holds the 20% of the exam weightage. Okay, so these are the 5 major domains, and in this, a lot of things are going to cover up. Okay. So that's the 5 key domains. In this, again, different topic exists. I'm not elaborating that much because we are already running out of time, but still quite a high level overview. If you want to check what kind of different things exist in all these 5 modules, then what you can do, you can just simply go through Security Plus syllabus, and you will see a kind of a breakdown of what kind of things you can expect. So just scroll down a bit, and here you can see that the weightage of it. After that, threat attacks and vulnerabilities. So what you can expect this much of data, the malwares, you can expect the phishing, these much terms. After that, we have something called privilege escalation, race condition, these kind of attacks, resource exhaustion. Okay, apart from that, we have something called different threat attacks, threat actors, vectors, and intelligence resources. We have different more things like techniques used in penetration testing, what is drones, war flying, OSINT, red team, blue team, white team, purple team. There are many things. Architecture and design, you will see that DLP, masking, encryption, summarizing the virtualization and cloud computing concept. Few things will be quite similar to CEH and others. So you can just take a a quick look of this particular syllabus and you can compare it. Apart from that, the high level comparison is already there. So you can see that over the CEH, over 20 modules are available. Okay. And it starts with the introduction to ethical hacking. So if you are coming from a non-technical background, so this particular first module is going to give you the high level overview about the cybersecurity, what kind of hackers or hacking or ethical hacking exist, and how you can approach with the hacking mindset, or what are the different prerequisites is there, what kind of things you should know before starting, or what is penetration testing, what is red team, what is blue team, how SOC analyst work, how a security engineer works. So kind of a daily job activities and everything related to that you will get. So kind of a high level overview of ethical hacking will be available in the first phase. After that, the five main phases is going to be started, like information gathering, scanning, enumeration, exploitation, post-exploitation, privilege escalation, maintaining access, gaining access, covering tracks. And we will also learn the system hacking as well, like how to create the malwares, okay, how to create the viruses, how to hack the Wi-Fi networks, how to hack the mobile platforms, IoT hacking, web server hacking, hacking the servers, applications, firewalls, honeypots, or also doing the social engineering, performing DOS attacks, sniffing, and many more. So kind of a very big syllabus it is. Okay, and if you want to see the entire detailed syllabus, so just go to the EC Council website, so you can compare it for CEH. This is the one. Just scroll down a bit and you will see the course outline. Yeah, this is the one, course outline. And here you can see that these are the 20 modules that exist. And if you want to just see like what exactly we are going to cover in this first module, so just click on it and you will see this much amount of information we are going to cover. And the main benefit of doing the CH is that you will also learn about the AI. Okay, that's a artificial intelligence. So you can see that the chat GPT powered AI tools. So there are multiple AI tools are available, so that you need to use in your daily job. So they're going to help you to improve your efficiency, to improve your quality bugs. Okay, so you will also learn some different methodology as well, like cyber culture and military attack frameworks, some of the different compliances like PCI DSS, HIPAA, or GDPR. Okay, you will also learn ethical hacking frameworks, some different tools. Okay, if we talk about some other modules like hacking web servers, so you will see like how can we perform the attacks like this web server reconnaissance, or someone have asked about the MITM attack. So that attack you can learn in the sniffing. So that's a man in the middle attack. So that you will do between two systems to capture the data. So there's some man in the middle attack. So that you will see, you can see that MITM attack is also there. So there are many attacks you will learn in the CH, because CH, the main purpose of doing the CH is to get the idea about attacker mindset, or to learn more about the attack defense scenario. That's the major thing. So you can compare the syllabuses. These are the two links. You can just compare it, or use the chat GPT as well to compare all the modules for you. So that's going to helpful for you. And these are the major weightage that I mentioned that is going to come up into the exam. Okay. So in the training, we are going to cover everything. Okay. So because I've created a common batch for Security Plus and CH. Why? Because if you see, the most of the topics are quite same. Okay. So that's why like sometimes you will see CH covers additional topics about AI and other stuff. Whereas if you see CompTIA Security Plus, it is majorly focusing on core security concepts or foundational knowledge that is quite missed in CH. So kind of a mixture of both is going to help you to improve your skill sets betterly. Yeah. So this is regarding the course content of CH and Security Plus. For a detailed review, you guys just can simply review the syllabus. Okay. So that's it. Anyone have any doubt as of now?
So for CompTIA, can you recommend me any free contents through YouTube or somewhere so that I can start learning
There
by
are
myself?
multiple YouTube playlists are available. Okay, that you can refer. You just need to search it over the Google regarding the certification. Filter it by playlist. You will get a lot of playlists that you can see. Okay. Apart from that, Udemy courses are also there that you can refer. But the only limitation with watching the video is that, like, suppose if you have any doubts, then you cannot ask. Like, you can just simply mention it over the comments, but you don't know like when the person is going to reply. That's why I personally suggest, instead of doing the recorded lectures, go for the live trainings, okay, or go for the personalized live trainings like one-on-one sessions or something. Okay,
Okay.
so this would be helpful. Okay, so that's the last slide. Now some of the bonus points. So whenever we conduct a training in CEH or CompTIA Security Plus exam, you should go with some mock exam practice test. Okay, that mock exam practice test is going to help you to give you the scenario like what kind of questions you can expect in the exam. Okay, because suppose if you see that first link CH mock exam practice test, in this practice test overall 600 plus questions exist, and in that 600 question you will get an idea like what kind of questions you will get, and sometimes you will see that few of the questions are getting repeated. Okay, so in that case, so these mock exam practice tests would be very helpful. Okay, so there's the bonus point for you. So these you can just practice before appearing for a actual exam. Okay, because 125 questions are going to come up and you are practicing 600 plus questions, so the chances of getting pass is very high. Okay, and the last is join few of the cybersecurity communities. Okay, so that would be helpful, and I suggest join few of the cybersecurity communities to stay updated with the hacker news, or to stay updated with the community what exactly is happening, any new technology is coming, any new attack is happening, or like any breaches happened, or any database is getting leaked, or any credentials, anything. Recently, if someone have seen that Google have rewarded someone have more than $250K of bounty. Okay, I think 2 or 3 days back. So that kind of news basically motivates us to work more, to put more efforts, because we can earn more, we can get more awards, we can get more appreciation, we will get more motivation to work. Okay. So that's the more bonus points. That's it. Okay, you guys can simply just go through the links. I'll share the PPT over the group, or I'll share the drive link so that you can just refer. Apart from that, that's it for this particular masterclass. If anyone have any other questions, yes, please let me know. Or else you can just scan the QR codes to connect with me. Or else you can just simply search the username over the Google like Prash and Take, and you can do some OSINT as well to me, and you can find out more information about me. Okay. Or you can enroll to the batches as well. That's going to start. Or one batch is already running regarding the Security Plus and CEH. So either you can go for it, or else you can wait for the next batch as well. Okay. So before winding up, I just want to check once more. Anyone have any other questions
So what
that we
is the
can discuss?
duration for this course? Duration?
Duration is basically 40 plus hours. So you can expect 2 months because it's a weekend batch. So 3 hours on each day. Yeah.
Okay, 3 hours per session.
Yeah. So Saturday, Sunday, you can expect 6 hours per week. And anything else, anyone? Okay. If not, then we can wind up the session. I'll just quickly go through the comments. If anything is there, then we can discuss, or else we can close the call. Yeah. You guys also can connect with me over the group as well. You can drop me a message if you want. Okay, I can help you in that if you need some more guidance over it. Okay, and what else? Great. I think not much question left. So I think I'm done. I'll close the class. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining the class. Okay, we'll catch up later.
Thank you,
Stay
sir.
connected over the group. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.